NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League contest as the 13-7 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 8-4 in the CRBL South, take on the 9-14 Augusta Athletics, who are 4-9 in the CRBL South. The Cavaliers are coming off an 8-1 non-league win over the Menominee Eagles on Monday, while the Athletics are trying to rebound from a 13-0 loss to the Osseo Merchants a week ago. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Athletics. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, it would be a good idea to take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Augusta Athletics, where the Cavaliers need to remember that they had to come from behind to defeat the Athletics the first time they met in Augusta, back on June 5th. When the two teams faced off last time, even though the Cavaliers jumped out to a 3-0 lead, by the end of the first inning, the Cavs were trailing 9-3. That's when the Cavaliers showed their no-quit attitude and began the long climb back. After Brayton Tillman scored when Augusta catcher Brady Ingersoll tried to throw him out while trying to steal third base, Ingersoll fired the ball into left field. Then Jerome Delikowski scored on Cade Mueller's RBI double to center field.
And the pitch. Base hit out into right center field. One run comes in, Delikowski coming in, and he made it.
Following a 35-minute rain delay, Tyson Woodcock scored on Carson Windishausen's RBI single to left.
Some of these names have been smeared a little bit. And we get a base hit. Run comes in to score. Tyson Woodcock came in to score. Carson Windishausen with an RBI single.
Windishausen then scored on Brayton Tillman's double to left.
Here's the wind in the pitch. Foul ball. Well, maybe not. It's down the left field line. It's going to fall fair. Run comes in to score. Tillman safe at second with a double down the left field line.
Since the Cavaliers had closed the Athletics' lead to only 2 runs, they weren't going to let the Athletics open that lead back up, as the Cavaliers foiled the Athletics' double steal attempt with runners on the corners.
Runner goes. Throw it on to second, and now they got the runner on a run down at third, and they got him at the plate.
The Cavaliers took the lead when Xavier Bemnister doubled to left and came around to score on Cade Mueller's RBI double to left.
On the pitch, fly ball out into left field. That's way back. It's way back. It's way back. It's off the fence. Bemnister coming in. Throw comes into second. And Mueller is in with a double.
Mueller then scored when Cole Timon singled to center field.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field, moving over, and they don't catch it. Freeman tried to catch it, and in to score to tie the game is Cade Mueller, as Cole Timon is on a base hit.
Timon was driven in on Windishausen's double to center field.
Fly ball out into center field, and that's going to score one as Windishausen checks in at second. As Timon came in to score, that puts the Cavaliers on top.
The Cavaliers then added 5 more runs with Caden Erickson, Tillman, Dilakowski, Bemnister, and Woodcock scoring to secure the 18-11 win. Now the Athletics come into tonight's game with a 9-14 overall record and are 4-9 in the South Division of the CRBL. The last time the Cavs and the Athletics met, Brady Ingersoll and J.J. Breaker had multiple hit games to lead Augusta. Ingersoll went 3 for 4, including a double, and scored 3 runs, while Breaker went 3 for 5 and scored a run. Now, so far this season, leading the way at the plate for the Athletics is J.J. Breaker with a .387 batting average, including 3 doubles. He's followed by Logan Brown, who's hitting at .359 pace, including 4 doubles and a home run. Cole Stenson rounds out the Athletics, hitting over .300 by swinging at a .313 rate with 3 doubles. And Bryce Scheiman is just below .300 at .298. Now on the mound, Augusta is being led by Breaker, who has a 4-4 record with an ERA of 4.78 in 43 1/3 innings pitched. The other workhorse for the Athletics is Brennan King, who's thrown 45 1/3 innings with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses and an ERA of 6.15. Now, so far this season, the Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting at a .354 pace, including 4 doubles, 12 runs scored, and 11 RBI. He's followed by Xavier Bemnister, who's hitting at a .344 pace with 3 doubles and 9 stolen bases. Sam Knickerbocker and Cade Mueller round out the Cavaliers, hitting over .300, with each at .333 and 5 doubles. Now, on the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Andrew Milner, who has a 5-1 record with an ERA of 2.32, including a no-hitter and 2 complete games. Milner leads the team in strikeouts with 51 in 42 2/3 innings pitched. Right behind Milner is Eli Rathke, who has a 4-0 record, including 3 complete games and a whip of 1.36 with 34 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings pitched. As a closer, Tyson Woodcock has pitched 14 1/3 innings without allowing any earned runs for a record of 1-0 with 4 saves and an ERA of 0.00. The Cavaliers have had complete game performances by Rathke with 3, Milner with 2, along with Jackson Vance, Mason Yarrington, each with 1. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 6th when the Phoenix will recognize military, EMS, and law enforcement personnel by facing the Buffalo Ridge Wildcats at Carson Park. Keep following the Phoenix on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 6th.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee Shop on Water Street in Eau Claire, talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to have the opportunity to better secure their position in the CRBL playoff race when they face the Augusta Athletics. But as usual, before we get to that game, let's take a look back at Monday, where the Cavaliers had the opportunity to clean off a little rust from the gears when they defeated the Menominee Eagles 8-1. Your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, we did have a whole week off in between games there, so you could tell the bats were a little rusty coming to the plate. It took us about 4 or 5 innings to kind of get going. We only had a couple of hits in those first couple, and those were just kind of bloops that got through or that kind of jazz. And but the boys kind of rallied a little bit. I mean, the nice thing is he had Eli on the mound and he was just rolling. Makes the game a lot easier to win when you only give up one run on like 5 hits. So that's a big deal there, and it gave the chance for the bats to kind of get going. And we did 7-8 substitutions in that game also. So it's just nice to see us roll off 8 runs and have 10-11 hits. So it's nice.
Now that game was tied going into the 6th inning at 0-0. Was the fact that the Cavaliers took until the bottom of the 6th to get any runs on the board part of that rust, and is it all polished and ready for the remainder of the CRBL season?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I mean, you can't take 7 days off of baseball and not do anything. We had Country Fest and things going on this last weekend, and a couple other festivals, and guys went home and stuff like that. So there was no getting together to hit, and there was no getting together to get focused on baseball. And I told you it's a good thing. Let these guys loosen up a little bit, because it's a long. We've been playing so many games so much, and we got a lot of games in July. So it was good to get that break there. The nice thing about it was this team it's very athletic. They're very fast. They're very everything. But their baseball IQ, which you and I talk about and I mention a lot, is through the roof. The reason we broke that game open is because these guys executed a plan that was put in place back to back to back, basically, to get the ball rolling. To get the ball rolling, and then the hits started to come through.
You talked a little bit after that game that the players actually instigated. They had a little player huddle somewhere right around the 6th inning, and you mentioned that Caden Erickson stepped up and talked to them and got things going. Talk a little bit about that kind of leadership that these players have.
Yeah, we see it in a few of the guys we got that are very vocal and things like that, and it was kind of nice when that happened. I think it was right around the 4th inning, 4th or 5th. He could just kind of see things going. He's a college baseball player, has been playing baseball for his entire life. He kind of brought the guys over, and Paige and I and Meyer were kind of walking over there, and then we just kind of took a left turn. We're like, hey, you know what? Let's let these guys handle this. I'm not sure what was said. If I know Caden well enough, he's probably like, hey, be patient. Let's change our approach. Keep the energy level up when we're playing in the field. Let's get on our backs. Let's go. So, everything positive with that kid it's all that comes out of his mouth. So I'm assuming that's probably what he said, and it worked. It settled in, and the leadership of this team is what drives it to go. Like, the youth is great. They really shoot you in the arm. But when we got the ball rolling, we had guys that had played for us for 3 and 4 years, back to back to back, that got it going. And then those younger guys came through. The Mueller coming in, putting a hard ball down the third baseline. It's only his first year playing with us fully because he was injured last year. You get Knickerbocker up there. He had a tough day at the plate, but then the next guy puts the ball in the field, and we start scoring runs, and we start moving guys around, and they make the team nervous. And now you got them making mistakes, and that's what this team is really good at.
Now, once again, and you hinted at it already, Eli Rathke gave the Cavaliers another stellar pitching performance. He went the distance, allowed only 1 run on 5 hits, striking out 15. He only walked 2 batters. How much of a surprise has Rathke's work this season been for you, in that he's been stepping up to be one of the top starters for the Cavaliers?
It's nice. We've got a couple of guys that we wanted to take a look at this year to kind of replace the guard that's going out. Lucas Costi was our one, and he's moved back a little bit because he's doing a lot of internship. He can't make a lot of games, which is unfortunate. So we got to find somebody to fill his spot. So Andrew Miller stepped up. He's our one. That kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now we got to find that 2 and that 3 and that 4, because you need that many pitchers to get through not only the CRBL, but the short amount of the quick amount of games you play in a short amount of time in the WBA.
Right.
So getting these guys the confidence they need at first-year ball players like Eli, Cooper Dykes, those guys that we're going to depend on to go long innings for us in these important games, in these non-conference games, is a huge, huge deal. Eli had 1 struggle this year, and that was in a conference game. When he pitches non-conference games, he's pretty good. Lights out. Well, he did throw a good one against Beef. I forgot about that. That was his first, real test of everything. But, then he struggled in the next conference game. But in all of his non-conference games, he's been lights out. And I think that's great for him. I think it builds his confidence up. He's an emotional kid. He's young. So he's got to leave that in check a little bit. But all pitchers are emotional. But I've been nothing but happy to see that, everybody's telling me it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a roller coaster. I'm like, I don't see that. it's been a nice level playing field for that kid all year long.
What I like to see with Eli and the way he pitches, and you can comment about this, but there were a couple times on Monday when he started to get into a little bit of trouble, and he gave up a leadoff triple and worked his way out of the jam without allowing a run to score.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like when he gets in trouble, he goes back home to the home cooking and just starts firing the fastball. You can hear the glove just pop when it comes in, and he'll mess with the corners and play with breaking stuff, but when he gets in trouble, bingo, here comes that fastball, and people can't touch it.
Yeah, no, it's one of his best pitches, for sure. It's got a little bit of movement on it. I think you said it pops a little bit, but with that, I mean, the fastball is a fastball. People hit fastballs all the time. When he goes back to that, he's got a mindset, which is rare for a lot of pitchers, where I don't have to do this on my own. If I throw my best pitches and they put it in play, my guys behind me will make a play.
Right.
And that's exactly what he did. Because we're like, okay, don't get into more trouble by walking a guy. Don't get in more trouble by making a hanging breaking pitch that another guy can rope into the field.
Right.
Just go back to the bread and butter, and when they hit it, it's not got much on it, so your defense can take care of you. And that's a great thing for him to have as a quality as a young kid.
Plus, he couldn't touch it. I mean, he
the
got
other thing.
15 strikeouts. Yes. 15 strikeouts.
It helps when they don't touch it.
Right. Today, the Cavaliers faced the Augusta Athletics, a team that they defeated 18-11 earlier in the season. A game that looked like trouble because they were trailing 9-3 after one inning. The Cavs were. Talk to us about the Athletics.
Yeah, it's a great game. They're young. They're up and coming. They've got a lot more. They've got 5-6 wins in conference. I don't know where they're at, but they only had one last year. You know, it's a team that's better this year. They've got better pitching. Their bats are always been good. The last couple, the 3 games we played them, they've always hit the ball against us. We've played some pretty good games. And it's a great coaching staff over there. They know what they're doing. They're building a program. They're getting it ready to make long runs in the CRBL and everything like that for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Everything's heading in the right direction for those guys. So it's a fun team to play. I don't know who we'll see on the mound. I would assume it's going to be Breaker, but we'll see. I assumed that last time and I was wrong. So I don't know what they're going to throw at us, but I think they're coming off a good amount of break too. I don't know if they played over the weekend or not, if anybody did because of the Country Fest stuff, but I don't look at that anyways. But we're primed and ready to go against them, and hopefully we don't give up 9 runs in the first inning and go from there.
Who's getting the call to the mound?
Milner. Milner's going to get the call. It's been a while for him since he's pitched last against Bloomer, which I don't like, having that much time off. But knowing Andrew, he probably threw 2 or 3 bullpens in the middle of that, which is what he does, which is just because he's a damn workhorse and he's awesome. So we're going to give him the ball for that game there, and hopefully we just bring home a win.
Now on Monday, your starting lineup, aside from trying to confuse the announcer, was designed to recognize the 7 Cavaliers who were selected to represent the Cavaliers on the South team in the CRBL All-Star game. Now, in case people missed it, could you go over that list once again? And Ryan, it just so happens I have a handy-dandy copy for you here.
Oh, I know who it is.
I figured you did, but I didn't want you to get hung up on that.
Look, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and just slide that over there, everybody. This guy doesn't think his coach knows his All-Stars. No, we got 7 total All-Stars, 2 pitchers. Tyson Woodcock is in as a closer, basically, a reliever, which is an amazing feat in itself for the CRBL. Most of the time they take starters. Andrew Milner's in as a starter, kind of a no-brainer, with the no-hitter and the record that he has in conference, in the ERA in conference. Mm-hmm. And then we got 5 fielders. We've got Sam Knickerbocker, who is just a complete stud behind the plate. Been that way all year long. Bat's really good. Cade Mueller, third base. Again, a strong bat, and he's got speed. He's a tool player. Our second baseman, Cody Dayton, leads the team in home runs with 1. But heck of a ball player. Is good batting average at 346. And then we got 2 outfielders, Brayton Tillman, who's a left fielder. Kid's fast. He reads the ball really well.
Range, yes.
Reads the ball really well. He can play all 3 positions in the outfield. I see him as the starting center fielder in the future for the Cavs. And then the starting center fielder for us, Xavier Bemnister, who's second-time All-Star. Big bat, lots of speed. He's a run-scoring machine. I think everyone was.
If he's on first, don't blink because he's going to be on third very quickly.
Yes, he goes from first to third and second to home like not a lot of ball players can do.
Right.
I mean, we got probably 3 guys that can do it with him, and Caden Erickson, who I gave a nod to in the All-Star, and unfortunately he didn't make it this year. But he's another one that's just first to third and second to home is amazing.
It should be noted that CRBL All-Star Game will be aired right here on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th, and we're going to carry it on a delayed basis due to the fact that cell signals are hard to get out of Jim Falls. So come up, watch the game, and then watch the replay starting at 7 o'clock Sunday evening on NLWN-TV. Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can polish any more rust as they climb a little further into that CRBL race.
Yeah, I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout as we're getting ready to bring you a Chippewa River Baseball League matchup as the Eau Claire Cavaliers play host to the Augusta Athletics. Tonight's game could have an impact on the CRBL playoff race as the Cavaliers currently hold the 4th seed but are only 2 games ahead of the Cadott Red Sox. In addition, the Cavs are only 2 games behind the Eau Claire Bears for the number 3 seed and only 3 games behind the Osseo Merchants for the top spot. There were 2 CRBL games on Sunday, which was actually a doubleheader between the Osseo Merchants and the Bloomer Woodticks, with the Merchants sweeping the Woodticks 17-0 and 13-0. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, the Tilden Tigers at 11-3 have opened up a 4-game lead over the second-place Cadott Red Sox, who are at 8-8. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are now in third at 7-8 and 4.5 games back. 4th place belongs to the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 6-7, also 4.5 games out of first, while 5th place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-12 and 9.5 games off the pace. In the South Division, there's still quite a battle going on for the top spot. The Osseo Merchants at 12-2 hold a 1-game lead over the Eau Claire Bears at 11-3. Don't count out the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are in third at 8-4 and only 3 games off the pace. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in 4th at 5-9, while the Augusta Athletics are 5th and they're 7.5 games back. The Beef River Bullfrogs are taking the 6th spot at 2-10. In addition to the Cavaliers taking on Augusta Athletics at Carson Park tonight, other CRBL action sees the Beef River Bullfrogs traveling to John Soine Field in Osseo to face the Osseo Merchants. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, July 7th, as we'll bring you the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 7 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. we'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Trenton Palmer. And Trent, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, levels of baseball that you played, and so on.
So I grew up here in Eau Claire. I've been playing baseball ever since I can remember. I played in Halley for Halley Heat, and then when I was about 12, I moved over to Mount Simon, played Babe Ruth there, played high school baseball at Eau Claire North, and then I was down in La Crosse playing baseball down there.
So when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that you do to keep yourself interested and occupied?
I like going up to my camper up north, just relaxing. It's very nice and peaceful up there. Otherwise, just going golfing, hanging with friends.
Now, I've asked a couple of other players this. They say that if you're a baseball player, you really should stay away from golf because it can really mess up your swing. Is that true?
For me, yeah, I have a baseball swing. I slice everything if I hit it. But yeah, a lot of my friends that played baseball, they play golf now and they enjoy it.
Okay. All right, some rapid fire questions for you. First of all, pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Chocolate chip. I'm basic.
Of course.
I'm basic.
Yeah. Now, do you like the chocolate chip with the nuts or without?
Without, for sure.
Okay. All right. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
And what do you want on that dog?
You know, I'm a picky eater. I like keeping it plain. I'm not going to lie.
Just a plain dog, nothing on it?
Plain dog, yeah.
All right.
Weird, I know.
You know, I can understand that because that's sometimes just the way I want to have it. And other times, it's like the old Alabama song, we like our dogs with mustard and relish. Yeah, that works too. All right. So, favorite major league team?
Brewers, for sure.
Okay. Now, if you could sit down and talk with a baseball personality, whether it was a player or some other baseball personality, any time in history, who would it be and why?
Probably Ken Griffey Jr. He's been my favorite baseball player forever. He's got the sweetest swing, and I just love everything about him. Outfielder, too.
So, think about this for a second. Everybody needs one at some point in their life. What would your superpower be?
I've thought about this a lot, actually, before. Probably like telekinesis or like the Force, what you see in Star Wars.
Sure.
I would love to just move stuff with my mind and just move anything without having to move.
Okay, now, if you had this telekinetic power, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Trent's superhero name?
God, I don't even know what my name would be. Palm Boy?
Okay, all right. Yeah. We're talking with Trenton Palmer here on Cavalier Profile. And Trent, how about a shout out to your family, friends, people that come to see you at the game?
I like to give a shout out to my family, my mom, dad, my sister for always supporting me. My girlfriend as well and her family for always supporting me as well. My grandma and my girlfriend's grandparents as well.
Now, when people come to Cavalier games, remind them what number are you wearing and where are they going to find you on the field?
I'm number 22, and I'll mostly be in right field.
Okay. We want to thank Trenton Palmer for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to take another step toward locking up a CRBL playoff spot when they take on the Augusta Athletics. The Cavaliers had to put on quite a comeback performance the last time they met the Athletics, and hopefully have learned not to take the Athletics too lightly. On the other hand, the Athletics will try to demonstrate that the effort that gave them the 9-3 lead against the Cavaliers is there stuff they're really made of, and playing spoiler would suit them just fine. So we have some exciting Eau Claire Cavalier baseball coming your way. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining our broadcast crew at historic Carson Park as we're prepared to bring you today's Cavalier game against the Augusta Athletics. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone. A home run for Cole Hyman.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here. Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
And good evening, and welcome to Carson Park. Rick Olson here along with Dan Petshaw and Monroe on the computer, and Patsy Nelson on the camera. And we're getting ready to bring you a CRBL contest between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Augusta Athletics. Dan, the last time these two teams met, it turned out to be quite a ball game. The Athletics jumped out to a 9-3 lead after the first inning. Cavaliers had to battle their way back before coming away winners.
Okay, they got that pretty well. That's the now, and every team's got to be ready for them. Yeah, the Cavs had to work hard, but they did it.
And yeah, the Cavs kept their points. They showed their no-quit attitude in that game. But it's a whole lot easier if you don't dig a 9-3 hole after one inning. And bingo, that's what happened. Dan, why don't you tell us who the starters are in today's game?
Yeah, here's starters for the Augusta Athletics. Batting first would be the catcher, number 2, Nolan Taylor. Batting second will be the left fielder, number 5, Bryce Scheimer. Batting third will be the center fielder, number 6, Logan Brown. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter, number 29, J.J. Breaker. Batting fifth will be their second baseman, number 14, Cole Stenson. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, number 43, Jacob Rosenmeyer. Batting seventh will be their extra hitter, number 0, Alec Lyle. Batting eighth will be their pitcher, number 7, Chris Kamenak. Batting ninth will be the third baseman, number 12, Brendan King. Batting 10th will be the right fielder, number 1, Ashton Oliver, with Kamenak on the mound. For the Cavaliers, batting first will be their shortstop, number 6, Caden Erickson. Batting second will be their center fielder, number 4, Xavier Bennett. Batting third will be their third baseman, number 23, Caden Mueller. Batting fourth will be their catcher, number 35, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth will be their left fielder, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, number 32, Carson Windeshaus. Batting seventh will be their extra hitter, number 13, Connor Riley. Batting eighth will be their first baseman, number 44, Jerome Dalakowski. Batting ninth will be their designated hitter, number 4, Dalton Steele. Batting 10th will be their second base, number 1, Cordikes. Andrew Milner on the mound.
And Milner has a record coming into tonight of 5 wins and 1 loss. He has a 2.32 earned run average. He leads the Cavaliers in strikeouts with 51. By the way, Chris Komanek, I think that's how it's pronounced, is 0-3 coming into tonight and has an 8.62 earned run average. He's pitched 15 2/3 innings. The Augusta Athletics have just completed their ins and outs, and we are about to turn it over to Steve Kent for the opening ceremonies.
Thank you. Taking all pain, such as open meet to remind your next segment, we call all men to get into the higher seat. You ready to the part? That all that.
And since Steve has pretty much finished what he had to say before the game, why don't we send it for a quick timeout, and we'll be back with starting lineups here at the stadium and first pitch throwers and so on right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, July 7th, as we'll bring you the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 7 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Third, Alex Appeal, number 6, Logan Brown. Take forward, the designated number 29, J.Gary Fricker. Back there, the 27, Harris, number 14, Cole Stinson. Card 6, the shortstop, number 43, is Jacob Lowenmeyer. 27, Jackson Hibbert. Number 0, Charlotte Dwyer. That game position, number 7, is still there. Tag 9, to third baseman, number 4, Ryan Peters. Keep 10 to right fielder, number 1, action, forward. Can't play, first baseman in, number 29, Joey Treasure. He got played for a man like 29, and he's sitting line by the camp. Now, let's see how the weird order Eau Claire Cavaliers. He's now in first number 6. It's left. That 7, Security, Players, Danger, Country. Country, Blank of Race, Blank Green, Danger, Miller. 14 out to Hitler. 35, 7, Peter Parker. Right there, on that field, 11, 13, 12. 6, the right fielder, give it on Tony, Carson, very solid on this. Southern, TSU, number 13, all right. On first place, you're going to go, executive, that's healthy. Ninth, Bologna, number 24, Dolphin, Seal. Eighth, submission, number 1, Kimberly, Yikes. Switching to make a deal with the 14, Hungary, Gallery. The first side is Bobby, behind Bannister, in the 65 line, Swan, Honor, and Orlando, for Ryan Hilliard. Single Adams are bishops to the season. Tom Bases, Easter, next, Millers. You can I have to consider. Anyway, I'll go with it. Now, the good guys will be able to that's and America for plan for an example. Just about to get a couple of first pitch throws out there for a couple of young ones today. Today throwing out the first pitch. We have Avery Milner and Miller. And she's moving up to the front of the mound and pretty darn close. And this is Evelyn Cisco. And that one caught the inside corner. I guess, Dan, we call that a strike, right?
That's right. Whatever the ump says.
That's right. Umpires today, speaking of which, out on the bases is Matt Miller, and behind the plate calling balls and strikes is Andrew Petro. On the mound for the Cavaliers with a record of 5-1 this year is Andrew Milner. He has been selected for the All-Star team, which we will have here on NLWN-TV on Sunday. More about that a little bit later. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively. Behind the plate is Sam Knickerbocker. I think I would know that by now. Kate Miller is over at third base. Caden Erickson is at short. Cooper Dykes at second base. And Jerome Delikowski is at first. Out in the outfield, Brayton Tillman, Xavier Bemnister, and Carson Windeshausen going from left to right. Due up for the Augusta Athletics in the top of the first inning. We have Nolan Taylor to lead things off, and he will be followed by Brian Scheinman and Logan Brown. We're just about ready to get things started.
Milner is finishing up his warm-up process. The throw goes down. So stepping up to the plate is Nolan Taylor, batting .250. Here's the pitch. And that missed outside. Swinging and a miss for strike one. Milner coming off a couple of absolutely outstanding outings on the mound. That pitch was low for ball two. And it's outside for ball three. And the pitch. Strike called. It goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway at Carson Park. Swing and a miss, strike three. Nolan Taylor strikes out. That's going to bring up Bryce Scheiman. Scheiman. That's how they pronounced it. There's a soft looper out into center field. Scheiman safe at first.
Yeah, just choked up on the bat. Got a little one in center field.
So that brings up Logan Brown. Brown comes into the game batting .359. And there's a strike call. And that must have been high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High hopper, fielded by Erickson, and he's not going to have a play. They had to wait for that one to come down. That's going to be an infield hit.
Yeah, that had been about 10 feet in the air.
At least. So 2 runners on. Scheiman ends up over at second. And J.J. Breaker, the designated hitter, comes up. He's batting .387. He's also on the All-Star team. And that was just a little low. That pitch is inside, ball 2. Milner looks in, looks over at second. And time is called. J.J. Breaker wanted time. Milner coming off two really outstanding pitching appearances. A 3-2 win over the Woodticks from Bloomer. And then a no-hitter thrown against the Eau Claire Rivermen. The 3-0 pitch. And it's ball 4. Dan, just like hitters have to adjust to umpires, so do pitchers. And this one's got a small strike zone.
Yeah, last game I saw Milner pitch, it was the bottom left zone, and now he's working the bottom zone. And he's going to have to bring him up, and that's going to create some hits.
Knickerbocker is out there to have a talk with him. I think Milner's frustrated right now because there are several pitches there he thought were strikes, and he didn't get the call. He's not getting quarters, that's for sure.
And he's going to have to leave it somewhere in the middle and let the infield take care of it.
So Milner's at the belt, and he delivers. High pop foul out of play. Last time the Cavaliers played the Augusta Athletics was over at Augusta. Eli Rafty was the starting pitcher, and he had a similar problem. Couldn't find the strike zone. There's a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes to Cole Stenson. Stenson batting .313. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, going to have to kind of leave it around the belt high and work the edges.
That pitch was outside. Stenson also on the All-Star team. There's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 down. It's going to bring up Jacob Rosemeyer. He's hitting .250.
The shortstop, number 43, Jacob Rosemeyer.
And the pitch. Check swing, foul. I think you got a piece of it. Petro called it a strike anyway. No balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 down, top of the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Milner worked out of the jam with 3 strikeouts. No runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 3 were left on base. So we played a half inning, and it's the Augusta Athletics nothing. Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We're going to head into the bottom half of the first inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson, Xavier Bemnister, and Cade Mueller. Cavs got their way out of a bit of a jam in the top half of the inning with the Augusta Athletics loading the bases with less than 2 outs. Boy, I don't know what the percentages are, but they got to be pretty high on scoring in that situation. And Milner just bore down and struck out the next 2 hitters and got out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a good job by Sam Knickerbocker just to walk out there. And I don't know if they just talked about it or, and they decided just to kind of change the zone a little bit. Brought it up just a hair, and I think that's where he's going to be. And 2 strikeouts in a row look good.
Maybe he just told him a joke.
That could be.
So Erickson steps up to the plate. Caden is batting .297 on the season. And the first pitch misses. It's a 1-0 pitch. Yeah, it's a called strike on the outside corner. Chris Kumanek on the mound. Delivers the 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike. Defensively, for the Athletics, they've got Nolan Taylor behind the plate. Here comes the pitch. That's high for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. Brennan King is over at third base. Jacob Rosemeyer at short. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Cole Stenson is at second base, and Cody Breaker is at first. Out in the outfield, it's Simon, Brown, and Oliver going from left to right. That pitch is fouled back out of play. Count remains full. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit out into center field. Coming in, making the catch is Logan Brown. That looked like it might have the ability to fall in, but just hung up there long enough for it to get there. He's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister on the All-Star team, batting .344. That pitch missed inside. And there's a pop-up in the infield. Rosemeyer moving over behind second base, and he makes a catch. Two down and brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller is batting .333. Also part of the All-Star squad. 7 Cavaliers altogether made it. That pitch is outside for a ball.
Big gap between center and right.
That pitch is right down to the 5-hole. Back to the backstop. You're right. If he could poke it towards right center, that ball could go a long ways.
Ground ball over to short. Rosemeyer picks it up, throws it to first, and Breaker has it for the third out. So the Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played an inning, and we have no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 6th when the Phoenix will recognize military, EMS, and law enforcement personnel by facing the Buffalo Ridge Wildcats at Carson Park. Keep following the Phoenix on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 6th.
We head to the top of the second inning. Alec Lyle stepping to the plate. He's the extra hitter, batting .242. Then his first pitch is fouled away. Milner looking in and delivers. And that one's fouled straight back. Lyle is 8 for 33. They've all been singles. And that's a strike call. That's strikeout number 4 for Milner.
Yeah, frozen.
I think Lyle thought it was going to come inside, and Milner had it break right back over the inside edge. Chris Komanek, the pitcher, is at the plate. There's a strike called on the outside edge. Komanek batting .263. And it's fouled just past the dugout on first base side, the Augusta dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. Chris Komanek. Milner looking in. And the pitch. Fouled away. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That missed.
Try to get him to chase one.
Yeah, it was just outside the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. And fouled away again. Pitcher versus pitcher. Milner delivered. That one's outside. That was a curveball that kind of got away from him a little bit.
Yeah, that outside edge is a good place to live right now.
And there's a line shot right in the right center field. Bemnister moves over to cut it off, and Komenek stays at first.
Yeah, he left one right down the middle. Belt high.
That's going to bring up Brennan King, the third baseman. King batting 190. And we have a courtesy runner out there. Hayden Gustafson is running for Komenek. Pitch is outside for ball one. One ball, no strikes, one out, one on. Milner fires. Swinging and a miss. Rickerbacher bluffed the throw down to first. Gustafson was pretty quick back to the bag. One ball and one strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. One ball, two strikes. And the pitch. That's a strike three called. Strikeout number 5 for Milner. Takes us to Ashton Oliver, the right fielder. And he's batting 207. Gustafson takes his lead. And the pitch is over the outside third. To the left-handed Ashton Oliver. Bemnister playing him pretty much straight away in center field. And it's popped foul. Go balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And Milner fires. And strike 3 called. Oliver didn't believe it. But it was. So, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We have played an inning and a half and no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Back here at Carson Park, getting ready to go into the bottom of the second inning. Andrew Milner is kind of on his game tonight. Even though he was getting a little bit frustrated. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings.
Yeah, he wanted to be in that lower zone, and The ump said, "Not today, son." So he had to move it up, and but he adjusted it, and he's getting strikeouts.
So due up for the Cavaliers, we have Sam Knickerbocker, Brayton Tillman, and Carson Windeshausen. Cavaliers come into the game with a 13-7 overall record and are 8-4 in the CRBL. The Athletics are 9-14 overall and are 4-9 in the CRBL. Knickerbocker sends one right back to the mound. It's off the pitcher and shortstop Rosemeyer can't handle it. I think they're probably going to give him a hit. And they did. That's an infield hit for Knickerbocker.
Yeah, it took a little funny hop off the pitcher's go out. Couldn't make the play.
And we do have a courtesy runner out there for Knickerbocker, and I can't see the number because we have a first baseman standing in the way. So at the plate for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman. Ground ball through the hole out into right field. That's Woodcock stopping at second. And Tillman singles. Tyson Woodcock is the courtesy runner for Knickerbocker. By the way, Knickerbocker is on the All-Star team, as is Brayton Tillman. Carson Windeshausen steps to the plate, batting .229. The pitch is outside for a ball. 2-on, nobody out. Komenik looks over at second. And that missed outside. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the net. Dan's eyeballing that one because it stayed up on the roof.
That might be a Steve Kent one. That's a little farther than I like.
And the pitch missed outside. Ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitter's pitch here for Windeshausen. Woodcock on second. And he swings and misses for strike 2. Full count. Tillman on first. Woodcock on second. They take their leads. And the pitch. That's high. It's all the way back to the fence. And the runners all advance on the base on balls. That'll bring up Connor O'Reilly as Taylor goes out to have, I think they said the name was pronounced Komaniak.
Komaniak?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on the mound for the Athletic. Connor O'Reilly steps in.
Yeah,
O'Reilly batting 176.
Well, Blooper will get a couple runs in.
That pitch is high. Another one like the last two could easily plate Woodcock. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That was low for a ball. Little overcorrection that time. Komaniak delivers. Swung on a miss, strike 1. And I think O'Reilly chased a high pitch. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Count even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bases loaded. There's the wind in the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Riley thought it was inside, but
Yeah, it looked like a curveball. Just caught the.
Mr. Patro said, nope, that caught the corner. Jerome Delikowski, first baseman, stepping to the plate. He's also batting 176. Pitch is outside for a ball. You know, Dan, we've been waiting for Delikowski to get a hold of him. This would be a grand time for him to do that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the wind's kind of going out, left to right.
Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, short porch down right field.
Here's the 1-1. And it's fouled away off the first base side. And the pitch. Check swing, and he went around for strike 3. 2 down. That's going to bring up Dalton Steele, the designated hitter, batting 167. And the first pitch to Steele was taken for a ball, was outside. Steele fouls that one back. So it counts even at 1-1. Cavs loaded the bases with the first 3 hitters of the inning. Now the Athletics trying to get out of it. And that's a strike called at the letters. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. There's the pitch. Little soft looper coming in and making the catch is Stenson for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 were left on base. We played 2 innings and there is no score on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 6th when the Phoenix will recognize military, EMS, and law enforcement personnel by facing the Buffalo Ridge Wildcats at Carson Park. Keep following the Phoenix on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 6th.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always. Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Into the top of the 3rd inning, no score. Well, I tell you what, Dan, this is reminding me of the game Monday night against Menominee where we went 5 innings without any score, and then the Cavs kind of erupted.
Yeah, I think the advantage right now though is the Cavaliers. I don't know. It just seems like they're just gonna burst out here. They had runners every inning, so.
Well, let's see what the second time through the order brings.
In fact, speaking of that, we're at the top of the order for the Athletics. In the top of the third, Nolan Taylor struck out his first time up. And he swings and misses with that one. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. I do think that was going to be a strike if he doesn't swing. That sure caught the corner.
Yeah, middle of the zone is where it's going to be tonight.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike three called. Right on the inside third. And Taylor goes down looking. Bryce Sheeman comes to the plate. He singled to center field his first time up. And he hits a fly ball out into right field. Windeshausen comes in. He makes a tap. Dykes was over there as well. Two down. Brings up Logan Brown. Got on an infield hit last time up. A real high hopper. That pitch is outside. Erickson caught it cleanly. It's just he couldn't do anything with it. It took so long to come down. Check swing grounder over to second. Throw to first. And they got him. Good range that time by Cooper Dykes. You get the ball to Delikowski, and the Athletics go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 2.5, it's the Athletics nothing, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Ooh.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
And we're looking out there. For a moment there, I thought we had a new pitcher, but Chris Kamaniak is still on the mound. As we're going to head into the bottom of the third inning, due up for the Cavaliers, Cooper Dykes, who made that great play at second base to end the inning. And he'll be followed by Caden Erickson and Xavier Bemnister. Dykes coming to the plate batting 200. Maniac delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Controlled that outside corner that time. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Picked up by Rosemeyer. Throw to first, and they got him. Takes us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Caden Erickson flew out to center field his first time up. Brown playing Erickson fairly shallow. A lot of room behind him. High pop foul. It's going to be out of play in the bleachers. Nice crowd here today. A lot of fans here from the special group as guests of the Cavaliers from Party Rec from the Eau Claire Parks and Recreation. There's the pitch outside.
You know, Rick, that's where I started playing baseball as a little kid, was the old Parks and Rec.
It's where I played. The 1-1 pitch. There's a strike called at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes now to Caden Erickson. 1 out. And he follows that one back. Count holds at 1-2. And the pitch swung on and missed. Erickson thought possibly the catcher had dropped the ball, but he did not. That'll bring up Xavier Bednister with 2 down. He popped out to short his last time up. Yeah, Dan, when I played, the field we played on was just beyond the center field fence here at Carson Park. Over there on Hobbs Field, we played baseball on Hobbs Field. That first pitch caught the outside corner. And the pitch. That's fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 down.
Yeah, the old line field right up past center field. They still got the old numbers.
Yes, they do.
No electronics.
There's a high pop foul right down in front of us. Out holds at 0-2. Yeah, we used to ride our bikes up here. It came from all the way down by the university. We'd ride our bikes up here to play ball. There's a pop-up out into shallow center field. Moving back is Stenson, and he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 3 innings complete with no score at Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Heading into the top of the fourth inning, due up for the Augusta Athletics, J.J. Breaker, the designated hitter. They'll be followed by Cole Stenson and Jacob Rosemeyer. And the throw goes down to second, and we're ready to get things started here in the fourth. J.J. Breaker steps to the plate. He drew a walk his first time up. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Caught the inside corner. Milner delivers. Swung on and missed. He chased one that time.
Yeah, it was kind of a half swing.
Milner fires. Line shot out into left center field. That's going to fall in. Picked up out there by Tillman, and the ball comes in. Pretty good solid base hit that time by J.J. Breaker. That'll bring up Cole Stenson, who struck out his first time up. And the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base line. The Athletics like to run bases, but J.J. Breaker is not one of the threats to steal. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called at the letters. And Milner looks over at first and delivers. Ground ball over to third. Throw to second for one. Throw to first. Not in time. So Stenson on a fielder's choice, which means Breaker was out 5-4. That's the long way around the bases to try and get the double play, and Stenson showed some pretty good speed. At the plate now is Jake Rosemeyer, and their first pitch is a strike. Cole Stenson, with 5 stolen bases on the year, has not been caught yet. Takes a pretty good lead. Throw down to first, and just missed with the sweep tag. Pitch was, well, we're at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Stenson takes his lead, and there's a called strike to Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer struck out his last time up. Ball and 2 strikes. Stenson takes the lead. And the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to right field. Wendishausen chasing. He's not going to get there. Bounces off the fence. Throw is coming in. Stenson checks in at third. Rosemeyer with a double to right field.
So with one out, the Athletics have runners at second and third. It's going to bring up Alec Lyle. He went down looking his last time up.
Yeah, a couple pitches got left right in the middle of the zone. Got to keep with the edges.
Joe's bunt. They were looking for a safety squeeze there, I do believe. No balls and a strike. Lyle checks his swing, and it's outside for a ball. One ball and one strike. And the 1-1 pitch. That's a strike called on the outside corner. Now, Milner has been at this 1-2 count a couple times this inning, and both those batters are on base now. Here's the pitch. Strike recalled. Alec Lyle goes down looking for the second time tonight. That'll bring up Chris Kamaniak. Or Kamenik. Two down, two on. Kamenik singled last time up. Dropped it in between right and center. That curveball missed low. Milner looks at second. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Two balls and no strikes. Two down. And the 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Milner starts his motion. The 2-1 pitch is outside for ball. Oh, he got a strike call. I think he got some help that time from Sam Knickerbocker. Dan, you look like you thought it was a strike.
Just snuck in, I think, that edge.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And there's strike three called. And once again, Milner gets out of the jam. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. And we've played 3.5. And it's still scoreless at Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, July 7th, as we'll bring you the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 7 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Back here at Carson Park, heading into the bottom of the 4th inning, Dan and I were just talking about the Athletics. Really haven't looked like they were thinking too much about stealing bases. They've stolen 80 bases this year. Part of that could be that Sam Knickerbocker is behind the plate, and he has a pretty good rifle shot down to
and,
second.
and it does make it a little different with got that left-handed pitcher looking at you on first.
That's true. The leading off for the Cavaliers is Cade Mueller, who grounded to short his first time up. He'll be followed by the aforementioned Sam Knickerbocker and Brayton Tillman. And there's a strike called at the knees. And Komanek delivers one, and that was at the letters.
Yeah, good curveball there.
Looked like it was going to be high. Got her to just drop right down in. That one's outside. Mueller wasn't going to go chasing. And he swung and missed the ball out by the catcher, and Mueller is going to be safe at first. Now, Mueller swung at one that was in the dirt, so I think that has to be charged as a wild pitch. So it's a strikeout with a wild pitch. Put him on first. Brings up Sam Knickerbocker. Throw over to first, and Mueller's back. And the pitch. Ground ball through the hole out into right field. Mueller round second. He's headed to third. Here comes the throw. And he's in. The throw was there in time. They missed the tag. Knickerbocker gets credited with a single to right, and he went to second on the throw. And Woodcock is in running for him at second base, as Mueller is at third.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch that one there because he had him dead to rights, and somehow he snuck in under that.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it. King was right there with the ball. Brayton Tillman at the plate. He singled to right his last time up. Check swing low for a ball. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. 2-0 is the count to Brayton Tillman. And it's outside. Tillman, one of those members of the 2024 CRBL South All-Star team. And a 4-pitch walk loads the bases. Going to bring up Carson Windeshausen. And we're getting time called as we're going to have a bit of a conference at the mound.
Yeah, that time he wanted to work the bottom of the zone and just didn't get any calls.
I think this is a defensive discussion about how they want to. They're going to give up the run to get the out, or do they want to defend against the run scoring? And where are you going to put the infielders? You'll play corners up?
Yeah, which means if they play it, you can get this house, get that little blooper right in the center field or down left baseline.
Let's not forget that Windeshausen hit a mess of home runs for UW Eau Claire this year. Pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. He wanted that one.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. He swung right through that one. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. Komanek delivers, and it's fouled back off the face of the press box off to our right. There's the wind and the pitch. Foul back into the net, and the count holds at 2-2.
Yeah, fastball to a curveball. See if it comes back another fastball.
And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Got the corner. Windeshausen goes down looking. That'll bring up Connor O'Reilly. He went down looking his first time up. Once again, the Cavaliers have the bases loaded with nobody out. That first pitch is high for a ball. Komanek fires. And that's outside, ball 2. There's the wind, and the 2-0 pitch is fouled back into the backstop.
Everybody's back. We could have a little bunt.
Corners are playing a little bit up. That pitch was inside. O'Reilly wasn't too eager to get out of the way of that one either. He figures if he gets hit by the pitch, it's going to drive a run in. Strike called. O'Reilly thought he had ball 4. So the count is now full with the bases loaded. And time gets called. Connor O'Reilly steps back in. Komanek starts his motion and delivers. Ground ball foul down the third base line. And another piece of kindling goes on to the fire. Let's see how this bat does. See if this one knows how to find the ball better. Taylor has a couple words for Komanek. And everybody goes back to where they need to be.
That's where you got to protect that outside edge now.
3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases loaded. Here's the payoff pitch. High hopper foul down the first base line. Interesting idea that time. He had some room down that first base line.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how the night's going to go. Get those little punches into the
into where they ain't.
Yeah. You don't have to be fancy tonight.
Wee Willie Kyler. Hit it where they ain't. Keeler. Something like that.
Right field's open.
So here's the payoff. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Oh, charge Ryan Bemnister with an error that time. He got his hand on that one. Of course, it was coming pretty good, too, so.
First thing that came in my head is, you got to get in front of that and block it.
Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called.
And Connor O'Reilly doesn't believe it. He thought it was low.
Yeah, all night then. Outside edge with his right-handed batters.
So 2 down, and Jerome Delikowski is up. There's a strike on the outside corner. I think O'Reilly thought that pitch was low. Runners coming to the plate, and the shot home stolen. I think he had it stolen before the ball popped loose. I'm wondering if they charged with it looks like they charged an error on the catcher.
Throw was a little high. But they were working at outside edge. They weren't looking for the steal.
So the Cavaliers manufacture a run. By the way, the pitch was a strike. So it wasn't that high a throw.
No.
The catcher was just too eager to get a hold of it. And that's why I'm not sure that should have been an error, but scorers said yes, it was. That pitch was inside for a ball. Ball and 2 strikes.
Yes, smart play by Mueller.
And that one's in the dirt. Woodcock is on third. And Tillman is on second. 2 down. And there's a strike called, and Delikowski can't believe it. But the Cavaliers do get 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and 2 were left on base. So we have played 4 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Augusta Athletics nothing on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, July 7th, as we'll bring you the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 7 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th.
Back here at Carson Park, Cavaliers have taken a 1-0 lead over, I'd like to call it a steal of home, but official score said it was an error on the catcher.
Yeah, good play.
One of the other scorers wanted to know how Cade Mueller scored. Stepping up to the plate for the Augusta Athletics is Brennan King, who went down looking his first time up. Here's the pitch, check, swing, strike. And it's a called strike at the knees. And the pitch. That just missed inside. And a pitch. That's a strike three call.
All day.
Or
Or
the
all
second
night.
time Brennan King has gone down looking. That's 10 strikeouts for Milner tonight. And we're only in the 5th inning. Seven of those 10 have been looking. There's the pitch. Swung on a missed strike one. This is Ashton Oliver. Went down looking his first time up. There's the pitch. Swung on a missed strike two.
Took a little off that one.
And Oliver realized he was in front of it, tried to slow the bat down, and had he made contact, it wasn't going to get past the pitcher's mound. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike three called. Ashton Oliver goes down looking for the second time tonight. That's going to bring up Nolan Taylor. He's 0 for 2. Struck out both times, once swinging, once looking. Here's the wind in the pitch. That's a strike called. That one was right down the middle of Water Street. Milner delivers. And hot foul out of play. And the pitch. Foul back into the net. No balls, 2 strikes to Nolan Taylor. Milner looking in, and he delivers. And that missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Hot foul off the right side.
Milner got lucky there. He left him down the middle.
And Knickerbocker wants to have a talk with Milner. Must be the double secret plans this time. Knickerbocker said what he needed to say. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Milner strikes out the side. He has 12 strikeouts on the night. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We have played 5.5, 4.5. And it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Athletics nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here. I wouldn't be surprised to see if in the end that score by Milner doesn't get ruled a stolen base, because we were just talking about it, and the throw was outside when the catcher tried to get the ball to make the tag. By the time he realized that Milner was breaking for the plate, Milner had already started into his slide. The ball popped out of his glove. I don't think he was going to get the tag on him in time.
Yeah, I think he just took his eye off it. You know, out of the corner eye, he saw him coming in, and
Which is a reason for it to be an error. But my point is, even if he does catch it cleanly, I don't think he makes the tag.
Right, yeah, it was outside. Come across your body. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, that was a curveball that caught the outside corner, but was breaking out. And
yeah.
So as it stands right now, it's an error on the catcher. But we'll see. Due up for the Cavaliers, Dalton Steele, Cooper Dykes, and Caden Erickson. Steele popped out to second his first time up. And that first pitch is outside. Here's the white in the pitch. That was a ball. And there's a strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Dalton Steele. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That's 7 strikeouts for Komanek. Cooper Dykes steps to the plate. And he has a ground out to short to his resume. He fouls that one off. And of Komanek's strikeouts, 5 of those 7 have been looking. That one was low. A ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball off the glove of Komanek, and they're not going to have a play. Komanek tried to backhand it behind his back. That's a whole different type of backhanding it, but couldn't get the glove on it so that it would stick, and he couldn't make the play at first. That's going to be an infield hit for Cooper Dykes. And it's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson's 0 for 2. Flew out to center field and struck out. One of the 2 strikeouts swinging by the Cavaliers. Throw over to first, and back in is Dykes. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Throw back to first. It goes down the first base line, and Dykes is going to head over to second. He's going to round second. They bobble it out there in the bullpen. Dykes is heading for third, and he's going to be in there safely. That's going to be an error on the catcher. It's a 2-base error. on the catcher as he fired it to first, and Dykes ends up on third.
Ooh, yeah, they had him too. Just a little errant throw.
1 ball and no strikes to Erickson now with a runner at third, 1 out. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Here's the wind in the pitch. That's high and inside. 3-0 is the count now to Caden Erickson. And the pitch. That's low for ball 4. So with Erickson on first, Erickson does like to travel if he can. Erickson has 12 stolen bases in 14 attempts. Runners on the corners. This is a pretty good time. There he goes. Shows bunt and no play at second. Erickson gets the stolen base. Xavier Bemnister is at the plate. He showed bunt. He's popped to short, popped to second. There's the pitch. That's the strike called. No ball, 2 strikes. Here's the wind in the pitch. Outside, the ball gets past Taylor, and in to score is Cooper Dykes. That's going to be a pass ball, I believe. And Erickson's over on third.
Got a little action in the Augusta bullpen. Somebody went down and will take a peek.
Dan gets out the handy dandy binoculars.
My eyes just ain't the same as they used to be.
There you go. And there's a line shot out in the left field. Coming in and making the catch is Seaman. And in to score is Erickson. So a sacrifice fly for Xavier Bemnister.
Number 21 is warming up for Augusta Athletics. That would be Ryan Grunwald.
Oh, there we go. It would help if I'd look at the roster. Up at the plate for the Cavaliers now is Cade Mueller, who brought about all the excitement last inning by stealing home. And the pitch is low and away for a ball. Bases are empty now. 2 runs in. There's the pitch. And that's low for a ball. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Chased a little bit of high heat that time. And the pitch. That's a strike called. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Swung on a miss, but the ball gets by the catcher. And for the second time tonight, Mueller gains first base on a strikeout. And again, it was a wild pitch because that pitch was wide.
So, for statisticians out there, that does go as a strikeout for the pitcher's records. And there is a strike called to Sam Knickerbocker. But the runner gains first on the wild pitch. Knickerbocker is 2 for 2. That one was low. Knickerbocker had an infield hit that bounced off the pitcher, and he also singled to right field. That pitch was inside. 2 balls and a strike. 2 down, runner at first. Cade Mueller at first. And the pitch, Mueller goes, and that got Knickerbocker in the shoulder. Made a pretty good thump on him, too.
Yeah, good reaction by Knickerbocker. That was a fastball, right? Shoulder high.
Looked like it got him in the shoulder blade. He's kind of favoring that shoulder a little bit right now. As into run for him is Tyson Woodcock. Creighton Tillman comes to the plate. He singled and drew a walk. Komanek fluffs the throw over to second. 2 down, 2 on. And that pitch is inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch fouled off on the left side. Should welcome everybody to Jeremy DeGrosse has joined us tonight up here in the press box. And so he came up to say hi and he got stuck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's inside. Counts even at 2-2. Creighton Tillman. 2 runners on. And the pitch. That was high. The count is full. We have traveling time right now.
Creighton Tillman's
Mueller and Knickerbocker, well, Woodcock, I should say. Mueller and Woodcock will be off on the pitch.
Got to protect the outside corner.
Here they go. And it's low for ball 4. That's a second walk drawn by Tillman. It's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen. He went down looking last time and was pretty frustrated by it. And we're going to have a conference at the mound with the bases loaded. With 2 outs this time.
Looks like he is going to stand. I thought there might be a pitch change.
Again, I think they were talking defense and mentioning, hey, you got 2 outs. Let's just get the out. Windeshausen walked and struck out looking. Absolutely clear blue sky. Pitch is high. Mueller bluffing down that third baseline again. He got a good third of the way down the line. Here's the pitch.
It's inside. Oh, they called it a strike on the inside corner.
Curveball. Okay.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good curveball by Kamenek.
There's the pitch. Swung on and missed it. It's outside ball. Bounced away from Taylor, but he got it back right away. 1-2. Komanek winds. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's outside. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 3 on. Swing and a miss, but he dropped the ball and in to score. That one's an error on the catcher. So it goes in the book as a KE2. And we're going to have a pitching change, and we'll get that all sorted out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on July 6th, when the Phoenix will recognize military, EMS, and law enforcement personnel by facing the Buffalo Ridge Wildcats at Carson Park. Keep following the Phoenix on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on July 6th.
And stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers is Connor O'Reilly. The new pitcher for the Athletics is Ryan Grunwald. And the numbers so far for Chris Komanek, he went 4 2/3, allowed 4 runs, none of which were earned. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball over to short. Picked up there, throw over to first, and dropped by the first baseman. And everybody is safe. Sorry about that. Woodcock comes in to score. And we now have Tillman at third, Windeshausen at second, and O'Reilly is now safe at first. And there's a strike call. The ball got past the catcher, but nobody advanced. Jerome Delikowski at the plate. He struck out twice. That first pitch was a strike. Taylor having a tough time behind the plate right now. Four to nothing. Cavaliers on top. That pitch is outside, and it got past the catcher, and here come the runs. And that was off the catcher's foot. And it ricocheted in a weird direction. Two runners on because Tillman came in to score. Windeshausen is at third now. O'Reilly's at second. And there's a strike called. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's outside, ball 2. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled back into the net. And the pitch swung on, foul tipped, and Taylor couldn't hang on to it. Fly ball out into center field. Moving back is Brown. He's backpedaling, and he dropped the ball. 2 runs are coming in on the air by Brown out in center field.
Yeah, he had a long run over there.
He was under it. He had his glove up. Ball went right into the middle of his glove and right back out again. And 2 runs came in to score. And there's a strike called. That's a 7-run inning for the Cavaliers. Gift wrapped with a bow. And the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Filikowski with a pretty big lead over at second. He's really not a threat to steal. He's trying to fool him out there, Dan.
If he's going to go, he has to keep going.
There's a high hopper over to second, and the throw over to first is in time. So finally, the Athletics are out of the inning. But the Cavaliers pick up 7 runs on 5 errors this inning. And I believe there was only 1 hit. 7 runs, 1 hit, 5 errors, and 1 left on base. So we have played 5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Augusta Athletics nothing on NLWN-TV.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Back here at Carson Park as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. And Dan, you know what the problem is with a big inning like that for the Cavaliers? The 7-run inning. Andrew Milner's been on the bench a long time.
Yeah, right. Heck.
Sometimes it's really hard to stay sharp in that situation.
You know, and that's where you can kind of live on that outside edge. I think I've said that a lot tonight, but
Bryce Sheeman at the plate. He's 1 for 2. And he hits a pop-up over to second base. And Cooper Dykes makes the catch. And Logan Brown comes to the plate. He is also 1 for 2. Had an infield hit over to Erickson. One that bounced so high it could have almost brought rain. But there's no clouds in the sky tonight. Ground ball. This one fielded by Erickson. He had to slide to field it. And Logan Brown has pretty good speed. He gets another infield hit.
yeah, good hustle by Logan Brown.
So that's going to bring up J.J. Breaker. Breaker walked and then singled to left. And the pitch. Foul back into the net.
Yeah, Milner got away with that one. Left that one right down the middle.
He had good speed on it, so Breaker didn't quite catch up to it. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Andrew Milner kind of finding his groove. He's got 12 strikeouts on the night. Looks at first, now delivers. Ground ball over towards second. And they're going to make the play at first. Brown moves over to second. That's about as effective as a sacrifice bunt. That'll bring up Cole Stenson. Stenson's 0 for 2. He struck out and then grounded into a fielder's choice. Swinging and a miss, strike 1. And the pitch. There's a strike. That was a curveball right down the middle of Water Street.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those.
That just kind of seemed like it hung there forever. Milner's 0-2 pitch. Line shot. Back and almost making the catch as Milner. Backed up by Erickson. He runs it back into the infield. That's going to be a base hit for Stenson. Mueller almost got up there to get it. Jacob Rosemeyer. He doubled his last time up. He hits a long fly ball out in the left center field. Femnister back, he makes the catch. So for the Athletics, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, due up for the Cavaliers, Cooper Dykes. After the Cavaliers sent 11 to the plate last inning, so the numbers are complete now. On Komanek, he ended up giving up 6 runs, none of which were earned. 4 hits. He struck out 10, walked 4. Grunwald was responsible for the... Actually, take that back. Komanek gave up 7 runs, none of which were earned, and Grunwald was responsible for the 8th run. That pitch is outside for a ball to Dykes. Dykes grounded to short and then got an infield hit that bounced off the pitcher. That pitch was inside, polished his belt buckle. 2 balls and no strikes. Grunwald goes into his motion and delivers. There's a strike on the inside corner. Grunwald coming into this game had thrown 4 2/3 innings. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He has no wins or losses or saves. He's given up 6 hits. He's given up 10 runs, only 8 of which were earned. That pitch is low and away. Count is now full to Cooper Dykes. There's the wind and the pitch. And ball 4. That's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson walked and scored his last time up. He's also flown out to center and struck out. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Dykes takes his lead at first. And the pitch. And that got Erickson in the helmet. I think it got him on the bill of the helmet.
Yeah, curveball just got away from him.
The mom character in Anne is about ready to go down and deal with that situation. You don't want people hitting Cavaliers like that. Xavier Bedminster. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Bedminster's popped out twice and then hit a sacrifice fly to left. And that was inside. That sacrifice fly to left scored Erickson.
Yeah, I can open up this game right here with 1 hit. The field's open.
And that just missed Bedminster. He must...
almost have a hole in his body or something, because I don't know how that ball got past him without hitting him. That was that close. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball over to short. Flip to second. Throw to first. It's not going to be in time. So Bemnister's on a fielder's choice. Erickson's out 6-4. And it moved Cooper Dykes over to third. So the Cavs have runners on the corners with 1 out. Watch for Bemnister to be going very likely on the first pitch. Cade Mueller at the plate. Now, Cade Mueller grounded to short. He has since struck out twice, but got on first both times. Pitch is inside. Throw back, right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, try to catch.
Dykes coming off the bag, yeah, and Dykes was aware. Bemnister gets credit for a stolen base. And there's one that goes right off the thigh of the pitcher into score for 1, and there's an out at first. That ball went right off the thigh of Grunwald. But Mueller does get an RBI as Dykes came in to score. And Sam Knickerbocker coming to the plate. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. A base hit by Knickerbocker would bring the 10-run rule into effect. They're going to give Grunwald a couple of throws just to make sure everything's okay and everything's functioning properly. And evidently it is. He gave a thumbs up to Matt Miller out on the bases. The pitch is outside for a ball. Bemnister on third. And the pitch. That's high and away. Ball 2. He gave a thumbs up to Matt Miller, but I think that might be bothering him because it's all in your legs when you're pitching. There's a line shot out into left field. In to score is Bemnister. And Sam Knickerbocker has a 3-hit night.
Yeah, that's just being banned by Sam Knickerbocker.
Tyson Woodcock in to run for Knickerbocker. Here's the pitch. And it missed low. At the plate is Brayton Tillman. Tillman singled and then drew a pair of walks. He has scored a run. And a ground ball over to second. Bobbled there, but throw over to first, and they got him. So the Cavaliers do pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So we have played 6 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 10 and the Augusta Athletics nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this.
And we're back here at Carson Park heading into the the top of the 7th inning. Cavaliers on top, 10-0. As Alec Lyle is coming to the plate. He struck out looking both times up. Andrew Milner still on the mound. Here's the pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Cooper Dykes over there at second base. And at the plate is Ryan Grunwald. And he swings and misses for strike one. I believe this is his first trip to the plate. That pitch was low because he's not in my statistics. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Grunwald. And there's a ground ball out into right field. So his first trip to the plate is successful. Brennan King. We may have a pinch hitter here. Yes, Hayden Gustafson is coming in for Brennan King. Hayden Gustafson comes into the game batting .286. Swing and a miss for strike one. King had struck out looking twice. Swing and a miss for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 down. That just missed low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's a good chase pitch, because even if he does make contact, there wasn't much going to happen. Fly ball out towards right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Throw to second and in safely, and the ball gets by, but it's backed up by the Cavs. So Gustafson singles to right. So they set up 2 pinch hitters, and they've both come through with base hits. 1 out, 2 on. Ashton Oliver, who has struck out twice, both times looking. Strike call, curveball. Chased Oliver out of the batter's box and then broke over the plate. Swing and a miss, strike two. And the pitch. Strike three called. Ashton Oliver, the victim of striking out 3 times, all of them looking. Nolan Taylor comes to the plate. He's had a rough time tonight, both behind the plate and at bat, because he struck out 3 times. And there's a strike called. And due to the 10-run rule, he's the last gasp for the Athletics. There's a foul ball, so the Athletics are now down to their last strike. Yeah,
it's kind of funny. We were wondering who was down in the Cavs bullpen. It's Connor O'Reilly, the old catcher. But they're just playing around, I do believe.
Here's the pitch. Curveball missed high. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it. Another complete game by Andrew Milner. And the final score, Cavaliers 10 and the Augusta Athletics nothing. Cavaliers had 10 runs, 5 hits. They committed no errors. They left 5 on base. And for the Athletics, no runs on, or check that for the Cavs. The Augusta Athletics had 5 runs on 9 hits. But they committed 5 errors, and they left 9 on base. Winning pitcher tonight is Andrew Milner, losing pitcher Chris Komanek, and we will have more about this game on Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park, where the Cavaliers have just come away as a 10-0 winner over the Augusta Athletics. That will move the Cavaliers' record in the Chippewa River Baseball League to 9-4 overall, or in the CRBL, and 14-7 overall. The Athletics fall to 4-10 in the CRBL, and they are 9-15 overall. The winning pitcher was Andrew Milner. He went 7 innings, gave up no runs. He did allow 9 hits, but he struck out 14 in 7 innings of work and only walked 1. And the losing pitcher was Chris Komanek. He went 4 2/3, gave up 7 runs, none of which were earned, and 4 hits. And he did strike out 10, but he did also walk 4. And then Ryan Grunwald came in and finished things off. And joining us right now is Cavalier manager Ryan Bedminster. If I can stop stepping on cords and get him, that's about it. And so, Ryan, it got very interesting there for a little while. All of a sudden, Cade Mueller trying to steal home, and then all kinds of craziness happened.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. The weirdest game I've ever been a part of for a 2-inning stretch, I guess. But wins win, right?
It is. And, I kind of feel bad for Chris Komanen for Augusta. He allowed no earned runs. You guys scored a bunch of runs, but none of them were earned. He had the center fielder have the ball just pop out of his glove on a routine fly ball.
Yeah, and that center field's good center field, right? Just maybe it was a long run to him and he just kind of got behind too far or something. I just saw it pop out of his glove. And same thing over first base. Throw over there when Connor beat that out. You see it just popped out of his glove. He was stretching out to get it.
The catcher had a rough day today behind the plate.
Yeah, but he's one hell of a kid. That guy's a battler. There's nothing you can do with those balls are buried in the dirt. Swung over the top of, and you got a bunch of stuff going on. You just had a kid steal home on you, and it's no fault of his or anybody out there or the pitcher. This isn't Augusta baseball. They're way better than this.
And they are.
And it's too bad that you have this.
And we've seen the better version of
yes,
them.
100%.
And they gave the Cavaliers everything they could handle down in Augusta.
Yeah. Well, in here, I don't know. You keep better stats than I do, but in my head, I think we only scored 1 run on a hit. So everything else
think that might be right. Yeah. Well, you had a sacrifice fly.
That's not a hit. That's
not a hit. And you're right. And I'm not sure you did score a run on a hit.
We did. Knickerbocker drove in one guy on a base hit. It's okay.
Yes, he did. Okay. He did. That last...
You pride yourself in stats and you always tell me about these things and you say, I don't care about them or know anything. I'll take over the broadcast for a little bit here, guys. We scored 9 runs without hitting the ball and 1 run with hitting the ball. Rick Olson, your true guide and honor to the baseball world here, finally gets corrected by the coach.
I do want to ask you, Mueller's attempt at a steal of home, is it a stolen base or is it an error on the catcher?
Stolen base. He would have been safe all day long.
That's the way I saw it too.
We got lucky on that because I'm going to be honest with you, that was Cade. He was timing it out. I could see him time it out. I'm sitting there going, I think he's going to go. I never told him to go. I never gave him a sign. I didn't do anything, but he was timing things out. The dangerous part about that is the batter doesn't know what you're doing, right?
Right.
So that catcher came, he saw Cade coming down the line. So his first instinct was to get up to get that ball, and he got in the swing path. And luckily, it was a high pitch, and our batter did not swing. Otherwise, that young kid behind the plate.
And yet it got called a strike.
Well, we talked about the strike zone tonight, and Andy's a good umpire, and he's got a zone, and you just got to get used to what it is. And there's some complaints, but it's like, I've seen 7 strikes called there. If it's going to go there again, it's going to be the 8th strike. So we've got to battle with those kind of things.
You're absolutely right. And we have said it repeatedly here that you've got to learn what the umpire's strike zone is, both as a hitter and as a pitcher, because you could see that Milner was kind of frustrated in the first inning with where the strike zone was, but he settled right down. He found the strike zone.
Yeah, he did. He threw strikes. He loaded the zone up. He had a confidence that we were going to touch him. And that's a confidence that some of these guys have. Like we were talking about Eli before. Eli had a little bit more confidence saying, nobody's going to touch me. He'd throw less pitches. Milner threw, 90-some pitches tonight. Only got out of trouble twice.
But struck out 14.
But once he found the strike zone, there you go. They had a hard time picking him up. They had 7 hits off him, 8 hits off him, something like that. But again, no runs. And I know that it was a 10-run rule and this and that. And They had 6 in that last box, which is bad. I hate that. But if you look at our box,
there was a zero goose egg there, yes.
And that's what makes a big difference for this team right now, why we're winning, because our defense is stellar. They knew when to eat the ball up. They knew to go which base on a ground ball. It was stellar defense tonight behind Andrew, so he had the confidence to go after batters and know that nothing bad would happen.
I'll give you a for instance on that stellar defense. Caden Erickson on 2 different plays, deep in the hole at short, chooses not to throw to first because there was no way he was going to get the out. He made the way. I've seen other shortstops try anyway, and it ends up going over to the fence or something.
Yeah.
And Caden made the right choice. That high hopper, had we had clouds, it would have brought rain, I think. That took forever to come down.
And that happened with Cooper on his pass ball advanced at first. He was well hurt. Was it a ground ball? I can't. I'm not stacked up. Anyways, the ball got overthrown that never should have got thrown. And that was his pass ball. Yeah, his pass ball. They should have ate that ball or communicated inside outside at first, and it never got communicated and ended up over in right field. And then it got bobbled out there again, and Cooper got the third. And I was told by the guys tonight I need to have a better windmill on when to go and whatnot. So, guys,
I saw you showing them that.
No, they were showing me. So I told them I'll give you that one, but next time let's go and get 10 hits, 10 earned runs against the team instead of 4 or 5 hits.
Yeah,
9 unearned.
And they were swinging the bat. They were making contact, but again, fouling a lot of pitches off. And part of it is, and you were talking about the umpire, but when an umpire gets so many strikeouts, or when a pitcher gets so many strikeouts, but 2/3 of them are strikeouts looking, and it's going both ways, that means the hitters are having a real tough time adjusting to the zone.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the young guys were that way tonight. And a couple of the other guys that struck out swinging and stuff, it was kind of in their head a little bit for what was, there's fireworks. I was looking at the party going on down there. They were just worried about the low strikes, so they were chasing balls that probably shouldn't have been chased. And they just got to get, a couple guys got to get a little bit more plate discipline and just see the ball a little bit better and wait for a better pitch, but then know what the situation calls for. If it's a 2-2 count or an 0-2 count, you can't let that low outside fastball that the pitcher was knocking in there go by. It's being called a strike. Go after it.
Now, your record moves up to 9-4. You're 14-7 overall, and the team gets a bit of a break right now because you've got the All-Star break coming up, and that's coming up on Sunday. And 7 of the Cavaliers will be showing up in the All-Star game. That's a pretty big honor for some of those guys.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier for all of them there. And we actually, as a team, didn't mention it until the last huddle right here at the very end of that. We just told the boys, have fun. Go play hard with whatever you get used for, things like that. But most importantly, make sure you wear the same jersey. So we're all joking around, we're all having fun, but they know what kind of an honor it is, and the rest of the team know what kind of honor it is, and I'm so happy for all 7 of those guys.
Now the South team is the visiting team, so are they going to be in their blue jerseys? Whatever they choose.
Wait, us guys?
Yeah, our guys.
Oh no, our guys love white. We're wearing white.
You're wearing
white. Looks dirty right now. That means we look mean and we look business. So we're wearing white.
All right, and then the next game that the Cavs play, it's not going to get easy. You've got the Osseo Merchants, and I know you're always ready for a good battle, and that should be one.
Yeah, we'll be ready to go out there. That's a beautiful park. We're ready for that team. They're pitching like crazy right now. Hitting the ball really well. I mean, they always do, but most of the times those games between us and them are a pretty good matchup. They've gotten us pretty good the last few years here, and sooner or later it'll come back our side. We'll just put our best guys out there. Hopefully we can bring a win home on Wednesday, and that'd be great.
Well, congratulations on the 10-0 win tonight.
I gotta say happy birthday to my son. It was his birthday today.
Okay.
Xavier's birthday, 22nd. Did you mention that?
No, I did not mention that. Happy birthday to Xavier.
22nd. So I'm sitting there
going, Xavier, you're only one day off of mine.
Yeah. Oh, your birthday's tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday tomorrow.
Well, thank you. That's why it's celebrated, isn't it?
See, and that's why he forgot how to keep stats. He's a little bit older.
That's right.
Tomorrow he can be older.
Oh, boy, am I.
Well, happy birthday.
All right. Well, congratulations, Ryan, on the big win. And we'll have more talking baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next game will be on Sunday, July 7th, as we'll bring you the 2024 Chippewa River Baseball League All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 7 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's the CRBL All-Star Game on NLWN-TV on Sunday, July 7th.
And we're back here at Carson Park with Talking Baseball. And the Cavaliers do come away with the 10-0 win over the Augusta Athletics. Cavaliers record now goes to 9-4 in the CRBL. Augusta 4-10 in the CRBL. Winning pitcher tonight, Andrew Milner, with another complete game. 7 innings, gave up no runs. He did give up 9 hits, 14 strikeouts, only walked 1. And for the Augusta Athletics, the losing pitcher was Chris Komanek. And he had a tough time tonight, and as we were just talking about with Ryan Bemnister. So we have some more baseball action coming your way this weekend. So make sure that you join us next Sunday, July 7th on NLWN-TV as we bring you the 2024 CRBL All-Star Game from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Same-day coverage will begin at 7 o'clock with the In the Dugout show. It'll be followed by live play-by-play action. That's the North All-Stars versus the South All-Stars. The Cavs will be on the South All-Stars on Sunday on NLWN-TV. We are going to attempt to go live with it with our new equipment. We just don't know if we can do it from Grudem Field. So you can check it at somewhere right around 1:30. That's when we'll start recording things and getting things going. But the actual real broadcast will be at 7 p.m. Sunday night. Also join us Saturday on NLWN2 as we bring you Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. The Phoenix will host the Buffalo Ridge Wildcats, who hail from southwestern Minnesota. In fact, they're from Marshall, Minnesota. And coverage will begin with Phoenix rising at 1:30 with the kickoff schedule for 2 o'clock. That's Chippewa Valley Phoenix football next Saturday on NLWN2. Hey, coming up later this year, probably early January when I looked at the schedule, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event. Be sure to stay tuned for special announcements and special awards for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up later this broadcast season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. Just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way, and C&K Construction, concrete experts in the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe on the computer and Dan Petchow giving us all of his insights, and Cassie Nelson on the camera, Jeremy DeGrosse with his kibitzing from behind, which we always like. This is Rick Olson. Final score, once again, Cavaliers 10, Augusta nothing. And you've been tuned to Talking Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.